strong and the legend still lives on. The great war rages on. A battalion is lost in the Argonne.
Well, firstly, congratulations for all the great success you're having all this year. But we can say that you are now in a very great and sweet moment because you are now selling more CDs. There's more people in the concert, more acceptation. So, did you think in the past that will become like this, as famous as you are now?
No. I don't think anyone in the band had any idea of that. I mean, we started out as any band does. You love heavy metal or rock music, and you start in a band, and then you were hoping that one day we can play this festival. But now we have been headlining those festivals, so it's very bizarre as well. I mean, we're touring with only this summer with Scorpions, Iron Maiden, and I mean, of course, we grew up listening to those bands.
Yeah, but you are in festivals with Iron Maiden and on tour with the Scorpions. And well, do you think this type of bands should leave the rock throne to the new wave of bands, or they're still taking us?
Those who still do it for good reasons and still do it good. I mean, I would love for them to be able to live forever, you know, so I can enjoy that music 20 years from now. But unfortunately, I guess everybody has a best before date. Hopefully they have a couple of years longer though.
And what do you think about the bands that say, well, now is our farewell tour. And this farewell tour lasts for 10 years more. And then we go on holidays, and when we come back, another farewell tour.
Well, I don't know about that. I guess the most extreme I've seen is Status Quo. They started their farewell tour in 1984. So they've been going farewell tour for 32 years.
Well, the best notice is they're here.
Yeah.
Well, talking about the aesthetic and the lyrics that you have in Sabaton, where it comes from? Do you think it's like back in the 80s, like Accept?
Yeah, I mean, musically, I would say our heritage, I guess, is from the classic 80s hard rock, heavy metal bands. Everything, I mean, from it could be Accept, it can be Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. I mean, you can hear a lot of influences in Sabaton, where we come from. But I think it's a good thing that nobody sounds like Sabaton. No other band sounds like Sabaton. But you can obviously hear that, you know, we have the old school heavy metal in our hearts.
And now you will be on tour, headlining with Accept.
Yeah, that's strange. It's fantastic, but it's so strange that, you know, one of my favorite bands, Accept, is going to be playing before us.
Yeah. Would you invite some of the band, some of the players of the band, maybe singer, or to sing with you?
I don't know. Maybe for the last show or something like that.
Do something.
Oh, that would be nice. Trust me.
That would be nice. But it's said that Sabaton has more young fans than the old school fans.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think we somehow managed to reach a younger audience than many of the traditional metal bands did. I don't know why though, but I'm happy that we did it.
I think here in Spain, rock and roll is dying.
Really?
Two weeks ago, another rock bar closed forever. So what's happened? New generations doesn't like rock and roll. I don't know.
I think they do, but everything.
Same in other countries.
Almost, yes. Not everywhere. Some places, Scandinavia is good for rock and metal, for sure. But I think it's also a change of. Well, the old ways are dying as well. The record stores, they're gone. I think the metal bars are gonna be gone as well. I don't think it's. I mean, I think it's sad, but in a way, the world has to go on. And everything, I remember when I was, let's say 15, all my money I had, I spent on heavy metal albums. But on the other hand, when I was 15, I didn't have a cell phone then, you know? I couldn't afford to buy that many video games. So, in a sense, I think it's not about the music dying, but young people, they have so more other options to spend their money on.
They don't appreciate each thing.
No, exactly, because there's so many things going on at the same time.
Well, and right after the release of Heroes on Tour, then you release The Last Stand. So you release one live album, and then the studio one. So it's like you are closing a chapter to open a new one.
Yeah, exactly.
Change.
Not change that much. We don't think in change. We think in evolution. I think.
Okay.
You know, everything we do, we think bigger, better. You know, I've spoken to many other bands, I'm not gonna say any names, but some people, they think, should we go harder or softer, faster or slower? How can we make more money? How can we become, you know, think about these things? And I think if you try to focus on all of these things, you're not gonna be going forward. You will be focusing on the wrong thing. Because for us, we've only focused on bigger, better. And if we do that, everything else has to come along.
But being original, that's why you like people. Because of your style.
Yeah, I mean, we play heavy metal, but we are not very evil. We are happy people.
And the cover, talking about the cover of the new album, you have samurais, it's romance in it, Second World War soldiers, so you have a mix of all the Belix events. What do you do that to general?
Well, in a sense, every song on this album represents a last stand. And it's kind of interesting how this concept in military history, that you will make a last stand and fight until you die, maybe that choice. And the first one represented on this album is the Battle of Thermopylae in ancient Greece, Spartans. This was 480 years before Christ. And then the last thing represented on the album is the Soviet-Afghan War in 1988. And if we can learn one thing from history, it's that mankind cannot learn from history.
Have you seen the film by Arnold Schwarzenegger called The Last Stand?
No, I haven't actually. Is it good?
I don't know if it talks about the same, but
title,
there's a film called like that, it's Schwarzenegger.
I heard about it, but I haven't seen it. No, sorry, but I will now.
You have been coming here to Spain a lot of times, and you were growing year after year. So, do you think Spain is a good market for Sabaton?
I don't know actually. If it isn't, I love to come here every time. It's a little bit too hot for me between June and September, to be honest.
You have to appreciate it.
Yes, I'm trying, but I'm Swedish. It hurts so bad. No, but I actually honestly think I can't think of many other countries where the metal community is so loyal, you know. And whenever we play a show, in the first 2 or 3 rows, there's always 10 or 15 faces. I know you, and if I remember them, they must have seen at least 5 or 10 shows. Otherwise, I wouldn't remember, you know. So that is fantastic, and also that, you know, one day we'll be playing in Barcelona, and the next day we'll be in Madrid, you know, and we're traveling all over the country, and maybe we do 3 shows here, and the same people can sometimes be on all 3.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and that is fantastic.
have you ever made a mistake about the city you are? Like, thank you, Barcelona, and you're in Madrid or something?
Oh, almost once. It was in 2012.
Yes.
We were in Germany. We were in Osnabrück, the city Osnabrück, and I talked the whole show and Osnabrück, and then at the end, it's great to be back here in Osnabrück, sorry. So almost I saved it.
Wow, it's normal.
I mean, there are mistakes to be done. I was laughing at it, 10 years ago. He doesn't know which city he's in. But at a certain point, I mean, from April 2014 until April 2015, we did 170 shows. So we traveled.
3 days a week, 3 or 4. No.
Yeah, we were traveling 260 days that year, so we had 90 days at home.
Crazy. And just to finish the interview, just tell me which is your favorite band ever, and your favorite concert show.
Oh, I think I can squeeze that one now actually, because I think it's Rainbow, classic band with Richie Blackmore, Ronnie James Dio, and I saw one of the last Rainbow shows. Richie Blackmore started up the band with fantastic musicians, and I saw them in Germany just 2 weeks ago. That was, for me, I grew up listening to it, and by the time I was old enough to see concerts, they didn't exist anymore. So finally, one of my childhood dreams was to see Rainbow, and now I have, and it was fantastic.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Hello everybody, Joakim from Sabaton here. You know what? You are watching EMP, and I think you can get our new album, The Last Stand, there. Take care, and I see you on the road.